Good morning, everyone. I'm Rekt Wojak. I'm the host of the FATSO family. And today we have a special guest, Maciej Zieliński from Odra Dev. And of course, we're going to talk about the first 1.0 Odra framework release. So Maciej, tell us, good morning, of course, and tell us more about the Odra framework.
Yeah, good to be back, Maciej. Nice to meet you again. So we just released Odra 1.0. This is the stable version. This is the milestone for us because that means we're gonna maintain it really well. We think that it's good and safe to develop contracts. But from the beginning, Casper network is the blockchain that allows you to write smart contracts. These are short programs that you put on chain, mostly in forms of tokens right now, and that allows you to write some logic that handles, for example, transfers, approvals, markets, DeFi stuff, and everything. And we worked hard to bring the best possible smart contract developer experience for developers. And what Odra does, it allows you to focus only on the business side as much as possible, on your logic. So if you want to build something, you just start building what you want to build and don't really care about like a lot of underlying elements like wiring testing framework, deploying the contracts, and things like that. This is all taken care of by the system. And we worked 2 years to put it together. Now it's released. We already have first developers that work with the system, including ourselves. We also a user of the system. And I must say that right now developing contracts for Casper is very fast. So I can iterate quickly, I can build something, I can import tokens. For example, it took me 15 minutes to build a system combined out of 3 CP18 and 1 CP78 tokens. There is a lot of reusable code that anyone can use, and that is already audited. That's very important, and that is also tested. So this is the cornerstone, I think, of the smart contract development for Casper, because as I said, it allows developers to quickly build something. And what I expect soon to happen is that people will develop a lot of small contracts. So we will see small projects that does something really small, but thanks to that, we will see a lot of code written by different people because everything will be public. And what is something that we focused on here in Odra is that all of this code will be reusable. So then out of these small elements, hopefully people will build another layer of these elements, like a building blocks, and everything will be configurable, and that hopefully gonna bring us an ecosystem of source code that we can reuse. So whenever I build the system, the new system I want to build, or someone else, you can just take from the shelf this contract, that contract, access control, standardized client, and combine it. And that would be the 90% of the functionalities of your system. But this 10% that actually is your idea, your core business, you can focus on because everything is already built and everything follows the standards. So it plays well with the with wallets that you have with Casper Live and other front-end marketplaces. Yeah, so that's the Odra.
Okay, so maybe let's challenge you, Maciej. Let's challenge you. What about, can you build something for the FATSO family in, let's say, 1 week?
What will it be?
What can it be? Okay, so okay, everyone, let's type in the comments. What should Odra Dev team build for the Fatso family? It's up to you guys. What do we need to see? The token minter, the governance module, maybe something like that. I need that in the future. So yeah, token minter. Okay, so it's up to you. Let's choose the best answer in the comment, and Maciej will build it in 1 week, right?
So maybe you will have 1 week to figure it out, and then
Okay.
then I'll build it.
Okay, challenge accepted. Challenge
Challenge
accepted.
accepted.
Okay, let's go community. Let's find out what we need the most on a Casper network, and let's see if they can build it in 1 week. Okay.
All right. Hopefully that's going to be the good challenge. Maybe I'll make live coding out of it.
Nice. Like yeah, like real hacker. Nice. Live coding. Good. Okay, Maciej. So what about the Odra and the Condor update, or the Condor update of the Casper network? How it's combined together? Like this is like synergy here.
This is the work on our side to adjust. So we have an Odra that works with the current system, so people can use Odra and like use components of Odra to define their smart contracts. And what happens is that internal elements of the Casper changes a lot, and that is reflected in some of the ways you actually interact with the network from the smart contract level, but also from the outside when you write your server side application. So basically, but most of these changes from the Odra's point of view is on the communication. So like there's different message types between server and like a Casper node and your application. And so I want to like tell that, because what we are trying to do is to update to 2.0 to Condor in a way that it is not felt by the Odra developers. So you will just like bump the version, and you will not even notice that. Maybe you'll notice it on the Explorer when you see the lower gas costs. But for the developer itself, nothing gonna change.
Okay, I know that you like deep involved in other chains and other blockchains. You have a huge knowledge about the technical stuff. So could you compare other blockchains to the Casper with Odra? Like, could you compare the easy how it's gonna be easy to develop comparing to the Solana or Ethereum on any other EVM layer 1, layer 2?
Yeah. Okay. So let's start with the Solidity thing. So in Ethereum, you can use Solidity. That's I actually really like developing on Solidity. It's a compact language. It allows you to do things like DeFi quite quickly, but the problem with Solidity is that it's very actually it's kind of small in small world, small ecosystem in compared to Rust. So in Rust, I have all of these packages that allow me to that are never meant to be used in smart contracts, but if they are useful for me, I can use it. So there's like thousands of or even like hundreds of thousands of packages that I can look for. For example, if I want to build a smart contract that has chess in it, I don't have to develop the whole chess engine, like a board, pieces, validate moves. In Rust, I can just take a chess package from out there, like someone built it, and there's a lot of commits to it, and it's proven that it works. But in Ethereum, you have to like develop these pieces of logic that are not developed. So that's a huge advantage on a Casper side. On the Casper side. But also developing with Rust as an engineer, I like this ecosystem much more. The language itself is more expressive. So and like when your source code grows, It's much easier to do refactors, changes, because all of this is all power of Rust that the Solidity doesn't have. And the tooling for Rust is amazing in compared to Solidity, which is okay. That's not like when you already know your stack, you can develop quite quickly. But I better stick to Odra and to Rust rather than going to Solidity, because I think it's much faster and it's much better to develop with Casper than with Solidity. But we target Casper, so this is like what we have to do. And in compared to Solidity, no, to other Rust-based chains, Rust smart contracts. So we have, for example, Sorobon for Stellar. That looks really great. We actually took some ideas from them because everything is open source, so we can cherry pick the best ideas from different systems. We looked at Near, which is also has a really nice interface. But the thing is that those blockchains actually, the languages for the development, the DSLs, domain-specific languages that we built, us for Casper, them for Stellar, for Near. When you look at them, they kind of look similar. That they can differ a bit here and there, and actually they're like different in a way that the underlying blockchain differs a bit. But actually, that's the huge advantage I think we as a whole community build, that our systems kind of look, the development systems looks very similar. So if we find actually sometimes like a good feature in one of the, for example, ink in Polkadot, if they invented something that makes the development faster, we see this cherry picking of this feature to others. So what we observe is like going on the same level, and with Odra now we can tell that we are in the top of this ecosystems, smart contracting ecosystems. Now we just have to build more reusable code to be the best one.
If I'm a developer, which I'm not, but maybe the developers watching this piece of content, where they can find more information about the Odra framework, how to start.
Yeah, so how to start? You go to the GitHub, as a developer would do, GitHub Odra Dev /Odra, and you have everything there. So we have a repository with all the code. It has the links inside to the documentation. We have full documentation on how to develop. We covered all the features. We also build a lot of tutorials. And this is something that we care the most about, to have this like a real live tutorials on how to use CP78, how to use CP18, how to implement, for example, ERC20 from scratch. That is like a hello world basic task for every smart contract developer on every platform. So whenever you start learning new platform, what do? You write a simple token and see how it goes, and that already will show you how the platform operates. Yeah, so there's like a lot of tutorials that people can walk through. Even if you are not a developer, that could give you a hint what's possible to build. And we have a lots of reusable modules that are already available, that mostly focusing on this DeFi elements, as I said, but also on accessing layer. Like the security of the smart contract is very important, so it's better to use patterns that are already tested. We took the best pattern that is seen in Ethereum, which is the access control and ownable model, and it plays really well. Very useful thing. Yeah, so everything is in the documentation and in the GitHub.
And developer portal, the Casper Network developer portal?
It's the Casper developer portal focuses on tutorials. So there will, I don't know if now it's possible, but it's available. But it's gonna be there will be tutorials, because the Casper Association actually focus on use cases, on things like that. So, but the core info of how to develop is at our documentations, odra.dev/docs.
Last question from the FATSO family community. Have you bought FATSO tokens already?
Yeah, of course I did.
Nice. Let's go. Okay, so finger crossed for Odra. Thank you very much, Maciej. Everything is gonna be posted in the description of this video. And see you guys. Go Casper, go coding, go hack with the Odra Dev, Odra framework. Cheers.